Good evening, everyone. Namaste. I'm just going to start. Kartikeyanji asked me to speak about Kriya Yoga. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to speak very briefly because I know that we're running late. I just did want to start with what Paramahansa Yogananda says about Kriya Yoga in the chapter on Kriya Yoga. He said it's an ancient science. Lahiri Mahashaya received it from his guru Babaji, who rediscovered and clarified the techniques after it had been lost in the dark ages. The Kriya Yoga which I'm giving to the world through you in this 19th century, Babaji told Lahiri Mahashaya, is a revival of the same science which Krishna gave millenniums ago to Arjuna and which was later known to Patanjali, to Christ, to St. John, St. Paul, and other disciples. Kriya is referred by Krishna in the Gita when he says offering inhaling breath into the outgoing breath and offering outgoing breath into the inhaling breath, the yogi neutralizes both of these breaths and releases life force from the heart and thus brings it under his control. So in a very short paragraph, that sort of is the overall description of Babaji and Lahiri and Arjuna, Krishna ji, in describing Kriya Yoga. When Lahiri Mahashaya received this ancient technique from Babaji, Babaji also put Lahiri into samadhi for 7 days. And after he came out of samadhi, he told Babaji, please let me stay here with your band of followers. I want to be forever in this samadhi state with your followers. And Babaji said, no, you go back to Benares, you take Kriya Yoga and you teach it to people of all religions, all castes, that they too may learn how to achieve this union, this yoga with God. And so Lahiri went back, and in secret from his little house in Varanasi, which is open one day a year on Guru Purnima, we were just there a few days ago, and thousands of people just trying to get into that house on this one day of year when it's open. To just honor Lahiri Mahashaya and Babaji and all the great masters of Kriya Yoga, but also to realize that Kriya Yoga can quickly take us to oneness with God, but also is so practical in daily life. Kriya Yoga helps us redirect our energy. Normally, since we've been born, energy's been going out through the 5 senses to the world. From our first breath, when we reach for our mother, our energy starts reaching out, and then we need it for food, and then our friends, and then later on for work, and for finances, and for spouse, and everything is always going out for our happiness, for what's going to take care of me, and for lifetimes, we've been sending all our energy out. And what Kriya and Pranayam helps us to do is redirect that energy inward. And particularly in Kriya Yoga, we gaze up at the Agya Chakra, the spiritual eye here. So the idea of Kriya is bring the energy in and up. And then the Pranayam itself just starts to rotate energy around the chakras, around the astral spine, and just increase the magnetism of the spine. And as this energy field becomes stronger, it starts to attract the energy more and more and more into your innermost center, into the Sushumna, into the deep, deep spine. And then with this energy control, we bring the energy up, and our vibration lifts from being stuck in matter to being stuck in Maya and part of this duality and thinking that we're our separate little selves, to understanding that actually we are infinite. And as the vibration rises and our understanding and our awareness expands, we begin to realize that we are not the little bubble separate from the sea. We are, in fact, the infinite sea. And so all spiritual progress is about expanding our own self-definition from being this separate person, female or male, with this particular nationality, with this particular job and parents and certain children, and this is where I live and this is what I like. Instead of that very narrow definition, our sympathies begin to expand. We start to feel oneness with our friends, our family, our nation, other nations, and our identity of who we really are begins to be one with all that is. As our vibration lifts, we become able to commune at a higher level with the consciousness of the great masters who are no longer in their body. Their consciousness is infinite, it's eternal, and we can tune in to the great masters like Jesus Christ, like Sri Krishna, like Paramahansa Yogananda, Lahiri Mahashaya, who I was just talking about, Muhammad. We can attune our consciousness to theirs and merge with it. And when we merge with that consciousness, we too become infinite and eternal. And then we can be a part of our daily life, and it changes our relationships, it changes our prosperity. You know, when we have strong magnetism and a strong positive aura, we attract to us everything we need. It attracts good health. It attracts the people to us that we can serve, because sadhana, the daily sadhana, satsang with other spiritual seekers, seva, giving to others, sharing our everything that we have with others, and attunement to a consciousness higher than ours can all help us take us to the goal of yoga, which is union, self-realization, and moksha. And so this is just a very brief synopsis of Kriya Yoga, but we're so grateful to be here.